purpose of this video is to help teachers get up and running and using Google Meet and having the proper security settings that you can control the video instruction setting with your students. I suspect that many people watching the video are using Google Classroom as well. If that's the case, I'm going to start by demonstrating the built-in integration between Google Meet and Google Classroom. If you're not a Google Classroom user, no problem. Stay tuned, or you can look at the chapter links in the description below to jump ahead in this video to the section for starting from the Google Meet website with a secure meeting. But for now, I'm going to jump over into Google Classroom and start the Google Meet session from there. You'll see it right on the stream. If you've never enabled this before as a teacher, you will have the option of generating a link to get started with Google Meet. I highly recommend you do this because what this does is that it gives teachers a layer of control over the students, which you want. So even before students join this meeting, you're going to click on that link. The session is going to load up and you'll click Join Now. As soon as the session loads up, what I would highly encourage you to do is to look for the security settings. It looks like a little shield. It's the meeting controls. Give it a click in the lower left. There are several settings in here, but the really important one that you want to turn off is quick access. When quick access is left on, what that means is that any of your students in your Google Classroom can join this Google Meet at any time with or without you. Probably not advisable. So turn that off, and then you as the teacher retain that control. You'll notice as well that there are some settings that you can toggle on and off at any time, such as letting students share their screens or letting students send chat messages. So if at the beginning of your lesson you want to turn any of those things off for a little bit, you can. Then just come back and turn those back on whenever you're ready to. But leave the quick access off. A second thing you'll note in here is that when you click on the participants list, it will show the list of your students. You have a control in here to be able to mute any and all of your students at one time. That, or you can go down on the list of your students and mute them when you need to. Okay. Now, there is a hand raise button here that students can use that will make an audible chime to let you know that they would like to have the floor for a moment, would talk. You'll also see in that list of participants, there is a further access to the host controls that we saw earlier down in this shield. So wherever you access it from, it doesn't matter. Both of those buttons mean the same thing. Again, there's the chat control. You can see that turning on and off the chat controls can also be found up here. Now, that is the main setting I want you to remember and to know, to go into that host controls right off the hop. Turn that off. The other thing you should know is that when you end this session, you hit the hang up button. If you've got a group of students in here, when you click the hang up button, you're going to have a couple of options. Leave the call. That keeps the call going with the students in there. Or end the call will force that call to end for everyone. That's probably the one you're going to want to make sure the students are removed when you end the call. So that is the control for Google Meet right from within Google Classroom. Now, if you are starting a brand new session and you're not using Google Classroom, what you can do is come straight to meet.google.com, and instead of going here to new meeting, I would invite you to choose enter a code or a nickname. Now you will need to think up a code or a nickname for your Google Meet. And the first time you as a teacher type this in, if it hasn't been created before, it'll be created right on the spot. Now, putting that password once again gives additional controls over that Google Meet room. It's not exactly the same as the Google Classroom integration, but very, very similar. So that would mean students would also go to Google Meet and they can enter in that nickname and they can join your session. It makes it a little bit easier than having a big long code to enter. Just like we saw before when we launched it from Google Classroom, you'll see the security settings. You'll once again go in here and you will select to turn off that quick access. Now, for those of you that are interested in using breakout rooms in Google Meet, you may be able to do this. And I say may because you need a specific level of G Suite for Education to be able to use breakout rooms. The free version of G Suite for Education does not include breakout rooms. The G Suite Enterprise for Education, which many school divisions have purchased, does include breakout rooms. Now I'm going to include a link to a great video by Eric Kurtz. My Google for Education account is a free one, so I do not have the breakout rooms available to demonstrate for you, but I will show you how in this particular video. It's an excellent video, and Eric will demonstrate how to create breakout rooms very easily, how many rooms you'd like to create. You can drag and drop people from different breakout rooms into each other. You can rename these breakout rooms. You as a teacher can easily join any of these breakout rooms. Further in Eric Kurtz's video, you'll see how once you've created the breakout rooms, how you can edit them. You can edit the names, you can edit the participants, you can end the breakout room session very, very easily. And again, as a teacher, there's a join button that you can jump between breakout rooms if you wish to, and drag and drop students instantly from one breakout room to another. They'll be notified on their screen, and Eric will show how this works. The best way to find out if you have breakout rooms available, I'll show you where it lives. In your Google Meet, if you have breakout rooms, look up to the top right and you will see an Activities tab. It looks like a triangle, a square, and a circle icon. And when you click on it, if you have breakout rooms, they will appear as one of the choices. As you'll see here, I only have a recording and a whiteboard option, but if you have breakout rooms, you will see a breakout rooms button appear where you can just select that button, select the number of rooms you want, divide the students randomly, and start your breakout rooms. And I'll link below to send you to Eric Kurtz's video where he describes it wonderfully.